This section is about drawing. I will show you a collection of tips about situations that will occur on sprint orienteering maps. Therefore, we change to the OCAD. We have here a map with in the background a draft from the terrain, and the first is about drawing buildings. I choose the building symbol in the symbol set, and typical drawing tool is the rectangular mode. I choose one of the sides. If the sides have a different length, I will choose the longest one. Here it doesn't matter because they are nearly the same length. I hold down the left mouse key and drag along the side. And then I leave the mouse and I hold down again, and I drag along the second side. And with a short click, you can finish the building. If one of the edges is not exactly on there where it should be, I can just drag it to the correct position. I can use this tool, of course, also for more complex buildings. I choose this one here. And I have just to go on dragging along the sides of the building. With a short click, I can finish. I can also use the rectangular tool for buildings that are not rectangular on all sides. For example, this building here, I choose also the longest side, but I make it too long here. Then I go on drawing. Now on this side, I can just insert two vertices with Ctrl-Shift key and delete these two vertices with Control key. So the rest of the building is well in a rectangular angle. Another situation is that sometimes buildings have the same shape, and the best thing is to select the already drawn building, to then duplicate, and just move it to the other position. Here I have to add 3 vertices to make this corner. An important point around buildings are the passages between them. Here we have a situation where there is a small passage, a narrow passage between these two buildings, and because of the edge of the building, the borderline, the passage is even smaller. The minimum width of the passage should be 0.4 millimeters. It's the same as an impassable wall. If I just draw here one segment, it's easy to see that this passage here is too small. So we have to move these two edges to the side to make it in the correct way. It's the same also for the walls. If we imagine that this border here is an impassable wall, just change the symbol with Ctrl+C, then the passage, this path here is very, very small and you cannot see it on the map. So I choose the move parallel to make the passage in at the minimum 0.4 millimeters. And this one here, because here it doesn't matter. For the walls and fences, I usually use maybe the rectangular line tool. It's the same as the rectangular mode, but it's for open geometries like lines here. If I have drawn the first line, then I don't have any angle. I just can choose the length of the next segment. So it's important here also to choose a longer edge for the first segment to make the angle as accurate as possible. Of course, you can also choose, for example, the straight line tool to draw a wall with a shape like this. It's the same for the fence. And if I change the symbol here, I get another situation that is typical for fences. The tags, they are critical for the legibility of the map. So it's important in case like here, where we have a path and where we have forbidden area on the other side, where it doesn't matter so much. It's important here to reverse the object that the tags look inside to the forbidden area. The next situation or typical feature we have on sprint orienteering maps are the stairs. Here I show you a tool that is also in OCAD. I choose the edge of paved area symbol. It's just a small black line. If I do it like this. And now I choose the stairway drawing tool. With this drawing tool, I can first drag one side, then I can drag second side, and then I can choose the number of steps on the stairs. I do it again for another shape. The big advantage of this tool is that I can choose the length and the width of the stairs that I want. And I can also choose the interval for the steps. Here it's again the same like we already had for the passages. For the legibility, the steps should not be too close, because if they are too close, it will look like a black area on a printed map. Here I just choose the rotate tool to make it better. Then we have another tool that can be used for drawing avenues, for example. It's a typical situation on sprint orienteering maps also, that we have these avenues with trees. I choose here the symbol with the green dots, and I choose the multiple point objects drawing tool. With this tool, I can hold down the mouse on the first tree, then I drag to the last one. I leave the mouse and I get a dialog where I can enter the number of objects on this line. Enter the 8, confirm, and the 8 trees are drawn in a regular interval on this line. The next example is about drawing edges and the ground covering. It's typical. They are in areas. It's the paved areas, the forbidden areas, the open land symbol. And for this example, I can now show this new option that I can combine curve and straight line edges on an object. I choose here the edge of paved area symbol, and the curve drawing mode. I start drawing this small area here. As long as I drag after putting a vertex, I get Bezier curve segments, and when I start just clicking, I get straight line segments. Because I have disabled the context menu, I can finish the drawn feature by clicking with the right mouse key. And I have my borderline, the edge of this open area. The area I can fill in with the fill or make border tool. I just do it with a second example to show it again. I choose again the edges symbol because it's easier to see it. We start here. So I can draw the border of the areas like this. I select it and fill it with the area symbol I want. Now, for the end of this section, I change to the contour lines. Contour lines are important for the route choice on sprint orienteering maps, but often they are not very important for the orienteering. You seldom have detailed contour forms in urban sprint orienteering terrain. For this reason, it's also important to smooth the contour lines, to draw them in a way that they don't have too many microforms that are not relevant for the orienteers. Usually they are drawn with the curve tool. I select the symbol here and I select the curve drawing tool and I start drawing this contour line. I come here to a road. That's one first rule for contour lines. They should cross the roads in a rectangular angle. Here. Another feature you can choose is here, just to click again and to go on with the curve mode. Of course, it's possible to improve the contour line. It's also here possible to move the segments, not only the vertices. The second rule for the contour line is that they are cut off at the stairs. So I don't have a real example here, but I just draw it. So here they should be cut off. For this I can choose the cut tool, and good feature is to use this virtual gap. It's the cut tool control key, so the line is only interrupted graphically, so there's a gap here on the map, but the line is still one geometry object. The next rule for contour lines is that they should be drawn along fences or impassable walls if they are close to them. Just add one more wall here. And I draw this contour line. You can just follow here. and it will be properly covered by the wall. This is especially important if you have some passages beside that, so it would be very bad if you draw contour lines along small narrow passages like this, because this would this has a very bad impact on the legibility of the map. Here, contour line should be drawn on one side of the passage. So with this, I'm at the end of this second about drawing.